Hello everybody, hope you're doing fantastically well. It is Connor here and we are back with a watch along. 107 of you watching, hopefully that climbs as well, but thank you so much for joining me here on your Saturday afternoon as Leeds United take on Real Betis at Loughborough University. How are we all doing, guys? Get it in the comment section below. And let's start with the second pre-season watch along of the season. Exciting times. So, yeah, loads of Leeds fans down there. We've got Brownie down there from the channel as well, which is great. So, yeah, listen, it's going to be a good occasion. I didn't do one last night, not purely because I didn't do one, I didn't value it, but I didn't do a watch along last night because I think you know which ones are going to be the preseason games where it's going to heavily feature the kids, you know. And I think last night, obviously the first game of the season against Guys, I elect not to do watch alongs because there's no real point. There's no real first teamers in there apart from Adam Forshaw, really, you know, in both sort of games. So these are the real games for me. These are the ones that I'm judging Leeds United on, even though it is pre-season. The Junior Firpo derby, exciting times. He's just been on here. I've just been watching it on the Live Now app, and he's saying all the good stuff about, you know, Betis and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, all good stuff. So yeah, it looks like the team's very different as well. We've seen Patrick Bamford starting for this game, which is great. Patrick at last starts. We wondered where he was. Liam Cooper still not featuring, which is a bit bizarre. We don't know what's going on with Liam Cooper, but it looks like a sort of similar side for Leeds United. I'll get it in the I'll get it up now, but it looks like it's the exact same side as the other day, essentially, with Patrick Bamford. So let me get the Leeds United lineup for you guys. Thank you so much for joining. By the way, we haven't got that many likes on the stream right now, so if you wouldn't mind, you know, smacking a like on the video. There's 170 of you watching. That would be amazing. So let me just get the team up for you now. But how's everyone doing? Everyone okay? Jack Grealish going to Manchester City. How are we all feeling about that? A nuts transfer. The English transfer record looks to be broken. Nuts, get in the comment section below. I'd like to have a little bit of a discussion about that. But for Leeds United starting today, Elan Meslier net, Luke Ayling, Junior Firpo left back. Great to see him against his old club again. Koch centre back with Llorente, which seems to be a little bit of a partnership at this moment in time in pre-season, doesn't it? Koch and Llorente, which is very interesting. Pascal there as well, but it does look like it's going to be Robin Koch, and no, it's not. It's going to be Llorente, Struijk, and then Koch just in front of the defensive midfield role as well. Stuart Dallas comes in, Rafinha, Harrison, Rodrigo, and Patrick Bamford. So Rodrigo starting with Patrick Bamford, Jamie Shackleton, sort of maybe a little bit unfairly, really hits the bench. Yeah, so a lot of people talking about Villa relegated. That's Villa down. I see Brownie, says Big Daddy. You'll be able to see him there, mate. He'll be somewhere waving his scarf around, getting excited. Hi from Australia, says Luciano. Hello, Melbourne. Oh, what a place. What a place. Hey up, says Tim. Hey up, Benjo. Mike, no sound. I'm pretty sure there is sound, Mike. Trying to catch me off. Hey up, where can I watch the game? I don't know why people ask this question. Buy it. You can buy it for £2.99 on Radrazani's network. I've got it. But what I will say, guys, is I've had to run around for my wallet because it said it saved your payment details and it didn't, you know. So, you know, Radrazani, sort that out. Afternoon, Connor, says Lewis McGuinness. A lot of people talking about Villa going down. Yeah, I don't know. I think with regards to Villa, you know, I know this is a big conversation point, but I think Emi Buendia sort of fits that Jack Grealish mold pretty nicely, to be honest with you. I don't think they're going to miss Grealish. Obviously, he's a world-class player. But yeah, I mean, Emi Buendia, I think, will sort them out in that position. But Jack Grealish is going to be a huge miss for him. Max says he's still in bed. Get up, Max. Come on, mate. What time are we on? 12:30. What are you doing with yourself? His goal. There you go. Another stream where you can watch it. I've paid £3 lining Brad's pockets more. Yeah, I know I have. I didn't pay for the season schedule pass, which I should have done. So I said I'd watch all the games. I didn't watch the game last night, as I say, because I knew it was going to be 23 heavy. The guys, the game, obviously we couldn't watch it, could we? But yeah, you know, I only like to watch the first team, really, just so I can get an indication of exactly what I'm going to be seeing this season, see the cohesive patterns, see if Leeds are playing nicely, and hopefully, you know, see some new signings in there. So, any transfer news, says Luke Fur. We've heard Adama Traore, apparently Leeds United, according to Duncan Castles, who's a here and there transfer sort of journalist here and there. He gets things right, he gets things wrong. So he's not gospel. He's not a Fabrizio. But he was saying yesterday that apparently Leeds have put a £30 million bid in for Adama Traore. I didn't believe it as soon as I saw it, but I've seen a couple of outlets this morning saying apparently Leeds are in talks with Traore. We know how these things start. Normally there's no smoke without fire, but I just can't see it. Traore apparently wants to move to one of the top 6 as well. So there you go. I think he's been quoted as saying it's a sideways move to go anywhere else but the top 6. So there you go. Anyway, for Real Betis, they've got Silva and Net, Savali, Edgar, Ruiz, Moreno as a back 4, Canales, Guardado in the midfield. They've got Sanchez, Fekir, Rubal, and Iglesias as the captain up front. So, and interesting, they've got William Carvalho on the bench as well. Christian Tello's there as well. A couple of names that stand out. Joel Robles, who used to be at Everton as their second string goalkeeper. I think he's Betis' number 1. They seem to be resting him for this one. But yeah, it should be a real test, although I think Betis lost to Derby. I'm pretty sure Betis lost to Derby, so there you go. Away kit. Yeah, we've not touched on the away kit. It does look amazing this year. It does look really good. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Nice little pattern as well. Always as good with Rafinha as well, in my personal opinion. John Nee, thank you so much for the compliment, mate. You do a great job with notifying us with everything. Cheers, bud. It's an arduous job. It is an arduous job when you have got a job on top of it as well. So yeah, it's a tough gig, but I enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking to my One Leeds army as well. Guys, on the stream as well, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, it does me a massive favour. I'll take you through the game today. I'll do my best to be a commentator, a YouTube commentator throughout the game. I hope you enjoy the coverage. Everyone seemed to enjoy it the other day. We've got 16,000 views altogether on the watch-along, which makes me come on to my next point. We have 16,000 subscribers on the One Leeds Fan Channel now. The army is growing. You can vote for us at the Football Content Awards in the link in the description below. But I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who is subscribed. It means the world to me. You know, I'm just by myself on this thing. And to have 16,000 people interested in what I say, I really, really appreciate that. So thank you so much. Jack Fisher, why are we at Loughborough? I think it's because Betis played at Derby, so it's not too far from Derby County. Obviously, you don't want to be doing miles. They don't want to be doing a tour of England, you know, when they're over here playing friendly. So I think that's why I think it's more geography-wise. What formation we're running, it's an interesting one, mate. I don't know if it's a 3-3-1-3. Doesn't look like a 4-1-4-1, although it could be. Obviously, Shackleton comes out. So Ayling, Firpo. Yeah, it could be a 4-1-4-1. Obviously, that would mean Rodrigo's in the middle, but it's your guess as good as mine. I think the thing with Leeds United is during the game, you always see modifications, you always see changes. So I think that's what you're going to get, to be honest with you. Betis look like they're sort of sporting a non-league kit there. That is the weirdest kit. I was expecting them to turn up in sort of a lime green, but no, it seems like they're playing in a blue sort of, I don't know, I'd expect that sort of kit to be a Geisley kit. No disrespect, but very weak. I don't like that kit at all. But yeah, it shows Leeds aren't playing in blue, because obviously that would be a kit clash. Also, Leeds United signed Christopher Clarkson. I'd been told yesterday that it was going to be done yesterday, but I think it was a little bit of a hiccup in terms of timing and getting everything on point. So obviously Christopher Clarkson was announced this morning, subject to conditions, but it looks like it's about £2 million altogether. So yeah, good stuff. Showing around the Leeds fans there, panning around. Looks like good numbers there. Oh, it's Pellegrini, isn't it? Manuel Pellegrini, I forgot. Yeah, and loads of Betis fans there, to be fair to him. Like, fair few. Pellegrini, yeah. God. Pellegrini against Bielsa. Flipping heck. Afternoon Connor says Lee stuck in Spain, cannot buy the game. Was that a rhyme? But Real Betis is showing the game for free on their site. Happy days. Do you know what, Lee? I wish I knew that, mate. And I also wish Leeds had done that, to be honest with you. Why Betis doing it and where not? Great daily content. Keep it going. Please see you looking so well. Don't know about the last bit, Brian, but cheers, mate. I normally get hounded on this channel for how I look, but there you go. B-Man Crazy says, where is Cooper, Connor? Well, I had a word with Bielsa and I told him to drop him. No, mate, I have no idea. And I wouldn't drop Cooper anyway, just for a disclosure. But no, I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it? We were all a bit bunged up at where Patrick was the other day. But yeah, I mean, this is a weirder one. This is a much weirder one. Yeah, I don't know where Coops is. It could be a squad choice. I don't know. It looks like Rodrigo's getting along with all of the Betis players there. Diego Llorente as well. Firpo. You know, isn't it incredible when you see like the likes of Firpo, Llorente, Rodrigo, all Spanish-based in this Leeds United setup. Isn't it incredible? Like, so we've come so far. We've come so far to where we were. Like, I genuinely remember going to these friendlies when I was younger, when I was like sort of in my teens, like 15, 16, and you'd have Luke Varney, Paul Green, you know, days before, Rachubka, Michael Brown, Tong, Warnock on the sideline, just chatting to fans with his arm there, trying to chat up some Leeds ladies. You know what I mean? Like, we've had some dark days, some seriously dark days. Hockaday, I was there for his first friendly. I think it was against Forest Green. Jesus Christ, we've come so far when you're seeing like Leeds with this sort of caliber setup. It's so great to see. Has Calvin been rested? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I can definitely testify to that. He's 100% being rested. Looks like the Gothic numbers are still there. Ailing Mele Jr., Llorente, Koch. I thought Koch was really good in the last match. Yeah, I thought he was good against Blackburn. I thought he was really controlled in that DM role. It's really interesting. Not only are we getting a feel for, obviously, Leeds without Calvin, but Leeds with Koch in the middle, you know, which is something that we wanted to test. It's something that we wanted to try a lot last season, but we weren't able to get that consistency. Why? Because Robin was injured, wasn't he, quite a bit? So it's great that we're actually going to be able to see him there. Alfie, how are you doing? Thank you, bud. I'm good. Alex says, great job, mate. Busy guy with Leeds Live, this channel, etc. Yeah, you know it, mate. Bate got better yesterday after giving away a penalty. It could be a decent signing, but I think we'd get, I can't even read, mate. Away, could be a decent signing, but we still need a cam, but I'd wait for Jan and get a loan. Yeah, maybe. I think the whole loan thing, it bites a lot of Leeds fans, which I completely understand, because it's like, why would we get a loan when we can get a signing that we can genuinely like go after and progress? And I just hate the fact of us getting a loan in with Marcelo Bielsa, because I know what he does to players in such a short space of time. But also, you have to be committed to the system. If you're not committed to the system, you come into Leeds on loan to then start somewhere else. What's the point? It's completely pointless for Leeds anyway. So I'm just making sure everything's all right on the stream. Looks wonderful. Beautiful on the stream. Yeah, if you're watching as well, in auto 360, you can change it to 720p. I'm not unfortunately got 1080p at this moment in time, but we'll look at that. But yeah, you can improve the quality on your YouTube device if you want to do that by just hitting the three dots in the corner of the YouTube video. Good to see Dallas there as well in the kit. I think Dallas is very underrated in this Leeds United kit, to be honest. It looks like Leeds are kicking from left to right at Loughborough University, where I nearly went to university. You know, I nearly did. I nearly went to Loughborough University, but I didn't in the end. Went to Sheffield Hallam. But look at that. Look at that for a stadium. Didn't have that stadium at Sheffield Hallam. Pellegrini talking to Bielsa. Look at that. I wonder what they were saying. But yeah. Here we go. Leeds United kick off Bamford to Stuart Dallas, and the game gets underway. Betis with quite high press already. Luke Ayling on the ball here, playing it down wide. Rafinha retrieves it on number 10. Lovely little cross ball. Robin Koch, and that was brilliant from Rafinha. Straight away, Leeds could have been in there. Bamford on the last man. Bit of a poor ball there from Robin, but Betis on the ball. High press from Robin. Well played from their central midfielder. I think that's Canales. Canales, formerly of Real Madrid. Great ball. Betis on the ball now. On the right-hand side. Archie, I'm at Sheffield Hallam. It's not bad, Sheffield Hallam, trust me. Just make sure you're doing what you want to be doing. You know what I mean? Some of the lecturers there, dodgy. Betis, anyway, on the attack now. Number 9, Iglesias, I think. Once again, they've not got names on the back, so I'm going to find this difficult. Jack Harrison. Firpo, lovely little chest by Junior Firpo. Harrison wins a free kick. Yeah, Junior Firpo got himself out of trouble. Well, got Leeds out of trouble there. Jack Harrison with a little bit of a lofted pass into him, but lovely little skill by Junior Firpo to chest it back to him. Daniel Fleming says, what do you think is a transfer priority, Connor? I reckon we need some mercurial talent in central midfield. Yeah, I'd agree, mate. I'd agree. I think we do need talent in central midfield. The Gallagher links I'm sick of talking about, but I understood it, but I still didn't think... I think we need a Pablo replacement for me. We need a Pablo replacement in that role, whether or not it be like a high running 8 or a 10. we have to get a Pablo replacement. That is something I wanted when I looked at Buendia. You know, Buendia for me was perfect, and I think he's going to be a brilliant signing for Villa. But someone like that, you know, I said it the other day on my stream, a Samuel Saiz, someone of that caliber who gets the ball, drives forward, causes problems, you know, and wins free kicks. And I think at this moment in time, Leeds are missing that a little bit. Sorry, Betis on the ball now. It's offside. But yeah, I think Leeds are missing that a little bit. And the reason behind that is obviously because, you know, with Pablo going, there is a bit of a gap there. But Pablo didn't really play a lot last year. And I think that is where maybe Leeds will turn around and say, well, we don't need a number 10. You know, we don't need someone in that role when we have sort of two decent eights. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Leeds develop here. But anyway, Rodrigo on the ball, someone who could play in the 10 role, spreads it to Harrison now. Harrison on the left. Good ball in, and it's a corner to Leeds United. The first time Leeds have got a little bit of space there. Jack Harrison down the left with a teasing ball in, headed out by the left-sided defender there. But Rodrigo, once again, we're just talking about that 8 role. We're just talking about that 10 role. Lovely switch ball out to Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison, in abundance of space, should have done better. Plays the ball in, it's headed out. Sometimes that's where we need to see a little bit more consistency from Jack Harrison, I think. The ball's in those critical situations. But Rafa with the corner here. Looking brilliant in that white kit. Leeds fans adoring him. Ball played in, great ball, headed out by Betis defender. Junior Firpo wins it in the air. It's ping pong here. Can Bamford win it? Firpo wins it back. Jack Harrison on that left hand side. Ball in, blocked again. Has to be better, Jack. Come on. 2 really good occasions there with Jack Harrison on the left hand side. 1 blocked and 1 a poor ball in. But Leeds started brightly here 3 minutes in. Okay, so we'll get the score on as well. We forgot to do that last time, didn't we? Numbskull here. Rodrigo does really well. Defended there. Bamford closing him down. Leeds harrying Betis in their own half there. Good start from Leeds. A much better start than Blackburn, I think. Can Leeds win the ball back? Leeds have won a throw-in in the corner there of the Betis area. Okay, so it is Leeds 0, Betis 0. 11 capitals. Okay, just to show you guys the score. I always forget with those, you know. Can you comment when the game goes on about Rodrigo's defensive positioning, please? I mean, I will talk about Rodrigo's. Yeah, I mean, obviously he's playing in central midfield, although it looks like he's a shadow striker at this moment in time. The issue with looking at Rodrigo's defensive position, especially in this pre-season, is you don't know whether or not he's playing as a 2. He's been instructed to play as a 2. So that's the difficulty, really. Betis, a really good ball in, actually. Firpo heads away, but Betis are in a good position here. Good strike on goal, just wide, but it seemed like Rafinha just gave up on that ball there. There was a ball floated over the top. Rafinha should have charged back, but he just gave up. And the Rafinha, yeah, I think he thought it was going out. The Betis lad won it, put the ball in and just shot wide. But listen, yeah, with regards to Rodrigo's position, of course I can comment on that. Yeah, no problem. But I think it's a little bit difficult in a pre-season friendly. But that midfield it's going to be interesting with Stuart Dallas in there, I think, because he gives us that defensive solidarity a little bit. I mean, the second option to that would be starting Roberts in there. Rafinha does really well with the melee clearance there. It was a poor ball from Luke Ayling to the goalkeeper. And it's really well played. Rafinha looking good already. Junior Firpo on the ball now. Leeds coming forward. Firpo plays it back inside. Stuart Dallas. Good ball inside. Jack Harrison back to Firpo. Dallas receives it again. Harrison on that left-hand side. Lovely play from Leeds United. Firpo with the ball in. Headed in. That's a fantastic goal, Leeds United. That is a fantastic goal. Junior Firpo with the assist. Fantastic play from Leeds United. It's Leeds United 1, Real Betis 0. A fantastic goal. Really nice interchange there from Leeds United on the left-hand side between Stuart Dallas, Jack Harrison and Junior Firpo. Dallas plays it to Junior Firpo. Lovely ball in. A glancing header by Patrick Bamford. He's off the mark. Leeds are off the mark. Leeds United 1, Real Betis 0. Fantastic start from the Whites. Yeah, lovely goal. Lovely interchange from Leeds. And there we go. The score has been changed. A lot of people talking about team play there. What a goal, says Lucas. Leeds. Fantastic goal from Leeds United. As I said, lovely interchange. Junior Firpo always looking to get forward, which we love as Leeds United fans. Fantastic ball in. It wasn't the most whip ball in. It wasn't a deep ball to the back post. It was towards the front post because he knew where Bamford was. Bamford was there to finish. A lovely glancing header. Leeds United 1-0 up. Real Betis on the ball now, but Leeds definitely started the better out of the two. Ball out wide and poor from Luke Ayling. Again, needs to get his foot on it a little bit more. It's been a bit of a strange start from Luke Ayling in terms of his first touch. Rodrigo on the ball now. Junior Firpo's getting much more of the ball than last time out. Last time out, Leeds were playing a lot down the right-hand side. There was a lot coming to Rafinha. We didn't see a lot of Junior Firpo, but he's getting more of the ball now. Robin Koch on the ball. Lovely little through ball. Patrick Bamford beaten there by the centre-back. But Leeds playing really well. Good start. Where is Brownie? Brownie is at the game. Hoping to get us some footage. And Robin's been turned there by the number 8 in the middle, who's then just beaten Dallas. The number 10 for Betis. Some nice little football here from Betis. You can tell the number 8's a really lovely player on the ball. Number 24 now. Betis coming into the game a little bit more now, touching, getting touches on the ball, which I think they needed to do. Leeds were sort of overwhelming them a bit in those wide areas, but they just need to compose themselves a little bit, Betis, and I think then it'll be a much more even game. But so far, Leeds been the better team. You're a legend. Cheers for hosting the content for all. This is a bizarre comment from Summoner. Interact more in the chat. You're clearly a new subscriber, mate, because my chat is always read out. Always. You get some people on streams who only read out the super chats, right? Okay, I read every chat because I want to interact with you. So that's a waffle comment. And not only that, we can take a couple of seconds without reporting it. It is soccer. It's not soccer. It's not soccer. This is football. Okay? Come on, man. 2 bad comments there. Bad comments. Come on, you white, says Mark Osborne. Hi from Melbourne. Again, we've got another Aussie in here. Great to see. I think we've got numerous Aussies on the stream, which is great to see. Melbourne. Yeah, love it. What a place Melbourne is, by the way. If you've never been to Melbourne, get yourself out there. Robin getting a lot of touches on the balls. Nice to see him in that area. It sort of makes you feel a little bit better about yourself if Calvin is out of this Leeds United side. But Robin's had a good couple of starts. Dallas plays a bad ball there. Betis on the attack now, closing in. Here we go, number 24. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. It's poor from Stuart Dallas. Really poor from Stuart Dallas. And Betis are back in the game. It's really poor from Stu there. I have no idea why he's decided to do. Basically, what happened, I'm going to go through it. I'm just going to update this. Betis are back in the game, everybody. It's Leeds 1, Betis 1. Essentially, what happened, Leeds lost it for some bizarre reason when I was talking about Robin Koch. Robin played a little bit of a dodgy ball to Stuart Dallas, but for some bizarre reason, Stuart Dallas decided to one-touch play it with his first touch back to Robin Koch when there was 3 midfielders surrounding them. Betis nicked the ball. Number 24 was 1-on-1 against Llorente. Llorente got a really good touch on it in terms of the defensive capacity, but it was deflected wide into the far side of the goal. Poor goal for Leeds to concede out of their own making, and Betis are right back into it through a gift, really. Betis says Marathon. Maybe we've got some Betis fans in the chat. So it is Rubal who gets the goal. So there you go, back on level terms. Lovely ball from Rafinha. Stuart Dallas here, great opportunity. Ball played in. Here we go. Harrison had to score. It's a really poor effort. Leeds were through straight away. Lovely play from Rafinha. Great ball in, and Stuart Dallas was in the box to make up for his error there. Lost the ball in. Jack Harrison's coming in on the half volley. Has to hit the target. Ball flies over the bar. Really good opportunity for Leeds to make it 2-1. Connor, what are you drinking? I'm drinking an Americano, mate. There you go. I've driven from Harrogate today, so I had to get something, But yeah, game on. Betis playing the way out of trouble here. Some nice football. Number 10's getting a lot of the ball. I don't know if it's Canales. Canales might be the number 8. A good little team, actually, to be fair, Betis. Look like a good outfit. Number 15. Great tackle from Rafinha. It's going to be a real test for us, I think, this today. Bamford closing on the centre-back. All right, so throw him. Score. It is... Yeah, that's my fault. Apologies. It is 1-1. Leeds United 1. Betis 1. Just shows me that Cam and DM says Jikanji. Hello, Jikanji. Watch some. Yeah, this is something I want to touch on as well. Watched some of them last night, and I think he flattered with a few good runs, but off the ball was disinterested. just looking at the thumbnail. Trying to figure out what you mean there, Dan, in terms of the thumbnail. Is that Leeds' thumbnail? He's not on my thumbnail, I know that. But yeah, no, Somerville, a lot of people talking about him, a lot of people talking about him being that next one on from Costa. Is he going to offer more to Leeds United than Costa? I would argue at this moment in time he is. Is he going to offer more to Leeds United in terms of an impact than Juan Poveda? I would argue he is. You know, he just impresses every single time. I've seen him live a couple of times now as well, and he's just brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. So there's definitely a conversation to be had there. Who's going to have more impact? Junior Firpo now, really well played by Jack Harrison. Oh, Firpo. Try to knock it back, but it's been called offside. But already that link-up seems to be a little bit more fluid on that left-hand side between Junior Firpo and Jack Harrison. In the first game, the Blackburn game, it was very loose. And I don't know whether or not it was because the ball wasn't on that side often enough, which, you know, can happen in a football game. If you're not getting a lot of the ball, then you're not going to be able to build up a relationship. I'll be buying the Rafinha shirt if he's number 10. Yeah, he doesn't look bad in the kits, does he? He always looks unbelievable. Dan the Man says, we're not keen on T and Coop Miners at one point. He'd be solid in the middle and can cover Calvin. Yeah, I'd agree. 100%. I like T and Coop Miners. We did a profile on him earlier on. I've got a couple of mates who are in the scouting game who absolutely love him as well. Leeds open here, really open. Number 10 on the ball. Good ball through. Nice interchange of football from Betis. Oh, gee. You're not watching the game. Leeds, for some reason, were open, like the Red Sea. I think Llorente was pulled out of position and the number 10 was just free. He was absolutely free in the middle. I don't know what's happened here. Luke Ayling comes way out of position, ends up on the right-hand side. The camera's not caught up with it for some reason. But Diego Llorente, it looks like he's come to cover the left winger and completely left his centre-back responsibilities there. But he gets back and clears the ball. But Leeds were open there. And yeah, Betis are a decent side here. You know, look, managed by Manuel Pellegrini. They're a good side. I presume against Derby they played a weaker team, I would presume, bearing in mind Derby County can't field an actual team at this moment in time, and they beat Betis. So any news on Joffrey's injury? We don't know yet, mate. We haven't a clue. But yeah, it seems to be, it hinders him a lot, doesn't it? The injury process with Joffrey. He seems to get it quite a bit. But yeah, we've heard no news as of yet from Mark Jackson and the medical staff at Leeds. Lovely play from Leeds. Jack Harrison now, he needs to do something. Plays the ball out wide. Rodrigo receives it. Junior Firpo back to Rodrigo on the left-hand side here. Knocks a ball in way too deep over Rafinha. Now it's Luke Ayling on the right-hand side. Rafinha drives it in. Goalkeeper saves. So we don't know on Joffrey yet, unfortunately. Elliot says, we've seen Somerville play a few games. I just calmed down on him right now. Yeah, 100%. I think that's the big talking point. And we're speaking about on the Blue, White and Yellow podcast, guys, which is a podcast, if you're not aware, that I host, and it's a Leeds United live production with Darren Cross and Joe Donahue, two Leeds United reporters. You can check that out on all audio platforms, the Blue, White and Yellow Leeds United podcast. And we were discussing this the other day. I was very much on the fence of I would like to see Somerville come on as an impact player because I don't see anything improving from Helder Costa. It's been a pre-season game and you can't judge him on that. But in terms of progression, what has Helder Costa progressed in terms of his gameplay, in terms of his game state in 2-3 years at Ellen Road? It's just not happened. So I don't see... And I saw the exact same tendencies the other day against Blackburn. Now, I'm not judging him on a game, but I am judging him in terms of improvement. He might start the season, Helder Costa, and be an absolute flyer. Might be an absolute flyer. I don't think he will. I think he's reached his ceiling. I think he reached his ceiling at Wolverhampton, and they ripped us off. And I think Leeds were sort of muggins there, really. 15 million on Helder Costa, who was sort of drying out at Wolves. I think Wolves were like, get in there. And you look at his returns for Leeds, it's not worked. So I'm not essentially saying Crescencio Somerville goes in ahead of him. What I am saying is in terms of an impactful substitution, I think Crescencio Somerville is Betis nearly scoring there. I think in terms of an impactful substitution, he would offer more in 20 minutes than Poveda would and Helder Costa would. That's my personal opinion from observing Somerville. However, would I then rely on Somerville throughout an entire season? No. And Leeds allegedly, for weeks, we're going to be sending him out on loan. We still may send him out on loan. So then you've got to look at Leeds' options. Well, okay, if we send Crescencio Somerville out, Is Pervada going to be playing a lot? No. Is he going to be starting a lot? No. So then Leeds, for me, have got to go out and get a winger. Rafinha in the box here. Rafinha, good save. Oh, honestly, Leeds are by far the better team. We're back on it now. Rafinha's causing them some problems. But let me know in the comment section below. Leeds have got a corner now, by the way. Do I think that Forshaw could be a second option in the midfield? I don't. I think Forshaw's going to be majority in the 23s, to be honest, this year. I don't think we're going to see a lot of him, but he might impress. But I think it's going to be a slow, steady road back for Adam Forshaw, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, Leeds corner, Rafinha. Whips it in. Very, very deep. Jack Harrison, nice touch. It's cleared away. So yeah, even Stevens really. Maybe Leeds have edged it a little bit here at the Loughborough University Stadium, but as we speak now, it's Leeds United 1, Betis 1. Leeds United letting Betis in with some poor play in the midfield, which they deserve to be caught out on. It was some bad football from Robin and Stuart Dallas. It's a pre-season game. That's what we're all here for. It's a little bit of rustiness, isn't it? But we were caught out, and yeah, Leeds' goal was brilliant though. So 1-1. Betis playing dangerously across the box, but they've done it relatively well. Have they done it well? They have. They've kept the ball really, really well. They're Betis playing some. They've got some good technical footballers, I think. Okay, Diego Llorente does really well there, and the Spanish player's gone down holding his face. I mean, it's slightly embarrassing. We've seen this already from the Betis players. I mean, we've had it with Luke Ayling a couple of times where they've just flopped over, and it's a pre-season friendly. It's pretty embarrassing sometimes. We've seen this. Let's see, he's arguing he's got a bit of a touch in the face, but it's how he goes down, man. Come on, it's a pre-season friendly. Like, goodness, look at him here. Pretty embarrassing. Victor Horta. Connor, I give you VIP access to Ellen Road. You are an inspiration. Victor, thank you. Victor, me and you go way back. I think he's been on this before, to be honest. What do you want your top 4 to be next year? Connor, says Tom Hutch. Thanks for your comment, Tom. I would go as it is now, really. I would go. I don't think we've got that many other options, to be honest. I would go with this as a back 4. So Luke Ayling right side, obviously Junior Firpo on the left, Diego and Strauch. That would be my back 4. To be honest with you, I think Robin's got to work his way into it. You know, after such an impressive end to the season that Leeds United had, I think he's got to work his way into it. But I think this is a free kick. Is it a free kick to Betis? I'm not sure. The guy's up. Got a little bit of a touch in the mouth. He's absolutely fine. Yeah, showing the Leeds goal again. Firpo, Dallas, Luke Ayling, not Luke Ayling, Stuart Dallas and Harrison interchanging. Lovely ball and great header from Bamford. Great header. And this is the Betis goal. Poor play from Leeds in the midfield. Number 24 does really well. Gets it on his left foot. Diego left for dead a little bit. Gets a deflection on it. Leeds quite unlucky, to be honest. But yeah, the blame for me has to go there on Stuart Dallas. Another free kick one from Betis. Maxon Power, why didn't you take part in Clash of the Creators? I wasn't invited, mate. I don't think I'm big enough. And I'm not really bothered about being big enough, to be honest, mate. I'm just there to talk football. The subscriber count's always amazing, but that's because I'm always just bewildered by how many people want to listen to me. But I'm never a numbers man. I'm not like, oh, I've got this many subs, so I have to be invited, or this many views, and I never look at that. Like I'm just a salt of the earth guy who just comes on and just chats football. If I get some views, we get some views. We get 3 people watching me. That's good enough for me. Happy 75th birthday to the legend that is Alan Sniffer Clark. Match on together. Yeah, great question about Sniffer Clark coming up in LUFC Lewis's what was it? Family Fortunes video that he's putting out, which I was on. Yeah, but Clark 1-0. 1-0 Arsenal. 1-0 against Arsenal, I should say. Don't know what this geezer's on about. I'm gonna have to get rid of this guy. Summoner Somerville. I don't know what he's doing, but he's coming on and preaching now about life being over. It's very strange in the chat. What Leeds chat, everybody? Pascal needs to get that loose pass out of his game. Yeah, I've heard a few people say that, to be honest. I think he's had a decent a decent start to Leeds United. But Betis on the left-hand side here, Rafinha getting back to tackle the 15, way too easy from Rafa, plays the ball in. They're in here, it's 2-1 to Betis. 2-1 to Real Betis, and once again, it's poor defending from Rafa this time, and Leeds are pegged back. It's 2-1 Betis, and they've definitely. I said earlier on that Leeds were getting into it, but Betis they just seem a lot more composed up front, and they're looking a bit dodgy at the back. Leeds once again, number 9 just not been picked up at all. 15 gets past Rafinha way too easily. Number 9 in acres of space, and it's 2-1 to Real Betis. And as it stands, Leeds out of 3 games haven't won a game. So yeah, we're keeping up that pre-season. We're normally poor in pre-season, aren't we? But yeah, it's poor defending from Leeds. So Betis 2-1 up here. Hello from Harrogate, says Paul Leach. I was just in Harrogate, my friend. Mike Reed says, what do you think of Ben White to Arsenal, Connor? I think it's a bit of a... Sorry, mate, I'm just seeing Llorente looks like he's been spoken to by the physio here. And he's holding his leg. And this isn't good for Leeds United. And Llorente's gone down. Now, we know from Llorente's, even his time at Leeds, hyperextended his leg there. But we know from his time at Leeds and his career as well, Llorente has always been hampered with injuries. You know, we got a really consistent spell with him at the back end of last season, but that was always the sort of black marker on Diego Llorente. He's not able to keep fit for a season, but he looks like he's going off there slightly gingerly, but he looks okay. But yeah, he's holding his leg, seems to be intimating that he hyperextended it a little bit. But in terms of Ben White to Arsenal, yeah, it's shocking. Why has he gone there? Yeah, I think Ben White in 4 or 5 years will be playing for, you know, the top teams. You know, obviously Man City's priorities have been elsewhere this summer. But Man City, I think he's a better defender than John Stones, and I think he will be a better defender than John Stones. But yeah, to Arsenal, bizarre, really, really bizarre. And I think he'll be moved on. And it's a shame, really, this, guys, because we were just discussing Diego Llorente there, and he has been brought off now. So I presume what we're going to see is Luke Ayling go centre-back. Robin Cox still doesn't move from defensive midfield, which is interesting. So Bielsa clearly wants to see him there. For me, Calvin's not going to be starting the first game of the season at Old Trafford. I think it's definitely going to be Cox. But Shackleton comes on at right back, which we saw the other day at Blackburn. Llorente goes off, which is a big blow. It's a big, big blow for Leeds United. That didn't look good with his leg. Luke Ayling, the sloppy ball back to Meslier. Yeah, it's a little bit. We saw this against Blackburn. It wasn't very cohesive. It was a little bit rusty, and I think we've seen that a little bit today. But that's what pre-season's all about. Rafa's looking sharp. Lovely interchange with Rodrigo. Rafinha now on the right-hand side. What can he produce? Some lovely little skill. He's definitely Leeds' his best player again for me. Rodrigo on the ball. What can he do? Great through ball. Just a little bit too short for Rafinha there. But Rafinha, as we always say with Leeds United, is definitely the bright spark today. But it's been an all right start from Leeds, but Betis have just been more clinical. Would you rather have Ben White or Cock? I'm going to have to say Cock because he's our defender now. And I think we got him for a steal, but I said this on a tweet the other day. Ben White, Rio and Jonathan Woodgate are the best centre-backs I've ever seen at Leeds United. I saw more of Ben White because I was very young when Woodgate and Rio were there, but I still remember how dominant they were. But Ben White, a lot of people, when we talk about Ben White, he didn't miss a game for Leeds United. And we look at the history of centre-backs we have, even like, you know, last season, Robin and Diego, you know, they had spells out due to injury. Ben didn't miss a game. And every single game, he was 8, 9 out of 10. You know, and a lot of people are like, yeah, but it's just the Championship. Yeah, but without Ben White, in my opinion, we may not have got promoted. You know, when you look at the defensive concentration mishaps we had the season beforehand, Ben White was so good for us, and you've seen him in the Premier League be absolutely excellent as well. Betis getting close to the box now, firing it over, but Betis definitely look very good on the edge of our box. You know, Betis been what we've got to bear in mind, guys, is Real Betis have been an established La Liga side for years and years and years now. You look at the coach, Manuel Pellegrini, he's won Premier League titles, so they're a very good outfit. They're a good outfit, and this is a real test, this Leeds United side. Obviously, we've got a very strong team out, barring Calvin. This is our strongest team for me. Diego's gone off, which is a problem. But aside from Calvin, this is our strongest team for me, you know. Robin losing out there again to number 8, who's robbed him now a couple of times in that midfield. So Betis on the ball now. Definitely the better team at this moment in time. They're a very technically gifted side, and you can tell that. But as I say, it's only a friendly. Ben White, a class act. We have won a pre-season game, to be fair, Ian. Yeah, you are right. We beat Guiseley, but that was a largely under-23 team. I'm talking the first team here. Number 24 is getting a lot of space at this moment in time. Plays it out wide. Betis now coming into Leeds' box again. What can we get? Can we defend it? Great strike on goal, just wide. But Leeds need to get a grip of the game a little bit now. 27 minutes in. Leeds United 1, Real Betis 2. Where are you watching it, mate? I'm watching it in my house, mate. I am, but no, I'm watching it on Rabrazani's platform because I like to support our boss. I could have watched it free, to be fair, but Tommy Fitzgerald, when Ayling gets on the score sheet, do you think he'll do the hair guitar routine again? I think it'd be a bit odd and friendly, but yeah, lovely ball. Okay, Rafinha, Bamford can't quite take it down, but he does actually recovers the ball really nicely. Jamie Shack now on the right hand side did really, really well. Rafinha on the ball. Didn't need to play that ball through. He could have had a strike there, Rafa, and sort of marauding into that 10 role again, but unselfishly tried to play it to Bamford. That didn't work. But yeah, this could happen, I guess. The number 10 is Fekir. Yeah, you're right, Hugo. Fekir, who's obviously been on, I mean, he was nearly signed for Liverpool for 90 million, for goodness sake. This is sort of the levels we're playing at now. Canal is a really technically gifted player as well. Got a lot of good players, this Betis side, but Fekir is probably the standout at this moment in time, finding pockets of space. But yeah, Betis, a good team, look like a decent team. Luke Ayling, Melier does really well there. Melier, bit of a bumble ball back from Luke Ayling, but Jamie Shack on the ball now. Shack in a tight space does well. Melier's just gifted it to Fekir. Fekir plays it to Canales. Yeah, it's a little bit disjointed at the back at this moment in time, I think. But Leeds on the attack. Jack Harrison surrounded by Betis players here. Poor ball, really poor ball from Jack Harrison, and Betis come away with it here. Iglesias, I think it's Iglesias, who's won the throw-in. He's back. Cott looks lost in midfield. Need a true holding player to come in. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously the thing is with the holding player is they're going to always be second fiddle to Calvin. So who are you going to convince to come in and be second fiddle to Calvin? I'd have said Harrison Reed. A lot of you guys might say, right, like, oh, he's not of the quality. Harrison Reed under Bielsa, I think, will be an unbelievable footballer. But you would have to convince Harrison Reed to come to Leeds United to sit on the bench. And this is the problem that Leeds have now. It's, versatility is probably the best way forward, because then you're going to be able to convince Robin to play several different positions, but he's going to be a starter for Leeds United, and work his way into the setup. But it's very, very difficult when you're trying to convince a top player. And Jack Harrison's completely airshotted it there, loses the ball. Betis in over the bar here, but Leeds need to start retaining possession a little bit more because they're giving it away a little bit too easily for my liking at this moment in time. Jack Harrison just airshots it, then falls over. This number 28 is a good little player as well, very David Silva-esque. But yeah, it's convincing a top player to come to Leeds United. There's a lot of people talking about Yangel Herrera and stuff like that. There's no chance he's going to be able to come in and play second fiddle, really. Now, Rafinha on the ball now. Looks like he's beating the offside trap. Patrick Bamford, lovely little play by Leeds. Everything's going through Rafinha at this moment in time. Robin loses out there again. Is it offside? I don't know what the ref's given here. That's the Leeds free kick. Matthias the Gamer, I know it's a friendly, but our defensive passing has been shocking today. Yeah, I mean, we can talk. It is a friendly, and we need to bear that in mind. It's a friendly. Remember, Bielsa's first friendly was against Las Palmas, and we were absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. We won 1-0, I think, but we were awful. And then next week went and absolutely mullered Stoke, and they couldn't touch the ball. But just looking at this game, we're just looking at this game. It's not been. The Leeds have had spells, but I would agree it's very, very rusty in terms of passing. You haven't seen that many combinations from Leeds United, which we used to see. And Rafinha really frustrated with Jamie Shackleton there as he gives the ball away. But we've seen it a lot. We gave the ball away, and the Betis player going nuts there at a throw and given to Leeds. I mean, it's a friendly. But yeah, Not enough combinations for me in this game, not enough patterns, and yeah, a little bit wayward in terms of passing, but Leeds have had decent spells. Dallas playing the ball in, headed away. Robin gives the ball away again. He's got to start doing better in that position. He's defensively looks good, Robin, but I mean, he isn't a defensive midfielder, let's bear that in mind, but it's the passing a little bit, isn't it? I think what you're getting a lot of is Fekir pressing on him quite high, and Robin is losing it a little bit in there, but Firpo on the ball now. Rodrigo dropping very, very deep to receive it. Yeah, I mean, as I said, Firpo flying in there. But yeah, as I say, guys, don't read too much into it. As I said, it is a friendly, but yeah, Leeds are giving it away. Strout now gives it away very easily. It's a good ball up now. It's Iglesias, I think. No, Shackleton does really well now. Now, what can Leeds do here? Rafinha on the ball, who's been the bright spark by a country mile in this Leeds United side, the best player. Rafinha on the ball, plays it in. Jamie Shackleton in loads of space now in the box. Good ball in. Can Leeds punish them? Rodrigo, defensive, great defensive block there by Betis, but much better from Leeds. Much, much better. Rodrigo gives a foul away in the Betis box, but much better from Leeds. 32 minutes in, still Leeds trailing 2-1, but Rafinha, great overlapping run. And that's what Leeds are all about, isn't it? Those overlapping runs. But we always wonder about those balls in, from that right back, from that left back position. Can we get, if you're overlapping, you've done the hard part, you've overlapped, but then can you put the right ball in? That's what Jamie Shackleton just did. That's what Junior Firpo's done as well. But I don't know whether or not this game's missing a little bit of Matthias Klick in terms of a little bit of control in the midfield. Dan Savage once again says other teams manage to have options in all positions, so this area holding mid is 100% must have two strong players. And that is true. It is true. Yeah, you look at some of the top teams, but our Leeds in that bracket of top teams at this moment in time. Betis nearly in there, good little through ball, Melier says. But in terms of two strong midfielders, I'm trying to think of teams maybe in our position, maybe sort of, who are in Leeds United's breath. Maybe, if you maybe look at Everton, Villa, strong midfield options, defensive midfield options. I don't know if they have, to be honest. What Villa got? Douglas Luiz. I wouldn't call John McGinn a defensive midfielder. Maybe who else have they got in there? Yeah, I can't think for Villa anyway. Everton, Allen, and then who else? Tom Davis. I don't know if they have top options in that defensive. You've got to sell it to the player, and I don't know if they have, to be honest. Yeah, I think Phillips and Koch is probably reasonably strong in terms of that defensive option if Forshaw is to hit those sort of heights that he has at. Guys, if you wouldn't mind, there's 410 of you in the stream now. I know it's Saturday. Some of you might be a little bit bored on the Saturday, so I thought this would be a good thing to do as well with us watching Leeds United. If you wouldn't mind liking the video, if you are new, please subscribe to the channel. We've just hit 16,000 subscribers. If we could get even higher, that'd be amazing. I hope you're appreciating the effort and stuff like that. Firpo looking good, says Hugo. I'd agree with that. Levo says it's okay saying it's a friendly and it's about match fitness. I guess Marcelo would agree. These guys should be playing for these starting positions. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's evidently Betis is strong. Like from what I can see so far, the cohesive nature of this Betis side, how they're playing in the patterns, you can always tell when players have played with each other before. This Betis side are a very cohesive unit. So this is clearly nigh on their first team. They're approaching the season starting as well, so they'll be putting a strong lineup out. But it is with Leeds as well. Ball in, great punch out. But I do keep saying, guys, with Betis are an established top side, great stride, but they're shooting on sight, put it that way, and they're finding ways through this Leeds United defence quite easily. A lot of technically good players, but yeah, as I said, Leeds won, Betis too. But yeah, I don't really know what more to say, to be honest, in terms of that front. I mean, what are we expecting? We're expecting to blow Betis away. Is that slightly unrealistic, potentially? Leeds playing it out now. And Betis are playing really high as well. They're playing a really high press. But if you just tuned in as well, unfortunately, Diego Llorente seems to have been taken off. Rafa has just done an absolute madness on their left back. He's done one of his skills again, which has torn the left back over. That is unbelievable from Rafinha. And he's just head and shoulders above anyone on this pitch, Rafinha. And you can tell again that he's head and shoulders above anyone. And just so good. Hey, Connor, listening from Chicago. Hello, Lee. Great second name. Firpo loses out there. And once again, I think this game, for me, I would agree it's been the defensive positioning, but I think a lot for Leeds, we're losing it in the midfield. I think, once again, we spoke about it a lot last year, but it's picking up your men. It's being able to actively trap your men as well. I don't know whether or not it's the Rodrigo thing in there again. Rodrigo still seems to be playing very, very high. I don't know if that's an instruction. But obviously, defensively, you've got Robin in there and Dallas, I guess you'd say. Great ball anyway from Jack Harrison and Rafinha. Rafinha couldn't quite get Patrick Bamford in Leeds United corner. But yeah, it seems to be that midfield that's losing out a little bit. You've seen Fekir in there. You've seen Canales controlling it a little bit, to be honest, the number 10 and the number 8. And yeah, Leeds are losing out in there a little bit. And obviously, we know that's calls for a new central midfielder, which I'd agree with. Ball in from Rafinha and headed away. The corners haven't been as good as the Blackburn game, I'd say. Firpo, is he going to win a free kick? Yeah, Firpo does really well there. Elbow to the face, I think. Betis players are kicking off again. Look at this, man. And it is a foul. It's an elbow straight to the face. Hey, Connor, listening from Goatberg, but I'm Spanish and a Real Betis supporter. Well, hello, Lubragas. Welcome. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, like the video, but welcome. It's great to see Betis fans in here as well. Thanks for putting in the time, Connor. No problem, Baz. No problem, mate. No problem. Ailing sluggish, says Lebo. He does look a little bit off it, doesn't he? But you know, this is what pre-season's all about, guys. You've got to bear in mind this isn't a league game. We're not in the Europa League here or anything like that. You know, we've still got a way to go for that. So this Betis side, you know, they had a good campaign last year. They've got some good players in there as well. So Pellegrini's the manager. So we're not coming up against some chumps here. And we've been punished. We've been punished twice for lethargic defending for me. But Diego Llorente off the pitch. Rafinha with the free kick in. Great free kick in, headed out. Was that a header from Leeds? A Leeds man? It looks like it was. Poor header. Who was that? Great ball in from Rafa again. Whip ball in. Who was that with the header? It is a corner. He's a corner, but apparently it's not a corner. How much should Leeds be willing to spend on a good CM? Good question. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the war chest is, but you'd sort of like look at minimum 20 million, wouldn't you? You know, there's a lot of people quoting Yangel Herrera at Man City, who was on loan at Granada, who was on loan at Huesca, being 20.4. Rafinha, great interchange with Shackleton. Shackleton now in the box. Stuart Dallas back to Rafinha. What can he do here? On the edge of the box, another fantastic ball in from. That's not a great ball in from Rafa, to be fair to him. But yeah, Lee's not getting on the end of that. Did you see Villa bid for Ward-Prowse? Would love for him to go. Would love to go after him if he's available from the 35. It's a good point, Carl. I think Ward-Prowse would fit into this side. You look at his pressing actions. You look at how fit he is. I think he'd be really good in this Leeds United side. James Ward-Prowse is a really, really good shout. His set-piece delivery is unbelievable as well, which I think, puts him in the sort of David Beckham, Ian Hart stratosphere. I really like him. I think every time I see him, he's very, very good. Captain material as well. Yeah, I mean, he'd be a very prized asset for Leeds United to go after, to be honest with you. But rumours of us going for Adama Traore for 30 million, but I don't know how true they are. But if Leeds have that sort of war chest, 30 million for James Ward-Prowse would be the worst signing in the world, would it? Johnny Stevenson says, anyone doubting the team's idiotic? Why would you put your all into games a chance of injury and not making the first game of the season? I mean, well, Johnny, we've seen Diego go off, Diego Llorente go off already, to be honest with you. But as opposed to that, and a counter argument to that, you would like to see Leeds giving it their all, I think. And I think Marcelo Bielsa would demand they're giving it all. And I think they are giving it their all. I think this Betis team is a good side, but I think a fine tooth comb really in this game. I think it's an even game. I think just they've been a little bit more ruthless. They've had a little bit more control of the midfield. I think Leeds have been sloppy, but in terms of attacking actions, I think Leeds have been decent. Rafinha's been a standout. I think Rodrigo's played well. Really lovely ball actually there from Rodrigo. It's poor from Koch. I would say Robin. I mean, I was a big fan of Robin against Blackburn. So far, he's not had the best start, and I'm talking that he'll be pretty disappointed with himself. I think losing the ball a little bit and and not winning his defensive battles really. But Junior Firpo on the ball now. Firpo plays it. I don't think Dallas is going to get it. No, he's not. Throw into Betis. As it stands now, who are your starting two centre midfielder? Stuart Dallas has to be in there for me. Big part to playing the goal as well. I feel Dallas is involved in so much that he doesn't get credit for. And at this moment in time, Rodrigo, it has to be, doesn't it? But I still would love a central midfielder in, because Rodrigo's not a natural central midfielder. He's not a natural 10. He's not a natural 8. So I think we need to bring someone in that role. Do I think we will? Yeah, but I don't think he's going to fit that role straight away. I think we're going to see weeks and weeks. I think we're going to get a central midfielder and a winger. That's what I think we're going to do. But I want to see Dallas in there, but I would love for us to get somebody else in that role. But if you're asking me the direct question right now, it will be Dallas and Rodrigo. I think Rodrigo's had an all right game, to be honest. I just worry about his defensive positioning sometimes and tracking his man. But listen, a lot of people will say, well, he improved it. Robin does really well there, by the way, surpasses 2 tackles and beats the press. We'll get onto that in a little bit. Jack Harrison on the left-hand side now. What can he do? 2 men on him. See, this is where we need Jack to deliver. He loses the ball. In a really good position there, Jack. Right, he's got the ball again. Leeds just can't get the shot off here, and Betis, I think, are going to come away with it. Shackleton does well. Yeah, ball's bobbling. Anyway, what we're talking about. But yeah, central midfield, I think it's going to be Dallas and Rodrigo, but I just worry a little bit in terms of that. Click in there, maybe. Click in there, maybe. But yeah, we'll have to see with Matthias, because he started the season pretty poorly, didn't he? But he got into it towards the end, so we'll have to see. Why do Leeds not let season ticket holders and members free LUFC, since all tickets for home and away will be sold out? Yeah, listen, they just need to build a bigger stadium, don't they? And we can all get in there. It's going to be difficult for any Leeds fans to properly see Leeds United. The interesting thing is going to be when it gets to 55,000 seat stadium. A lot of Leeds fans think, well, that's going to be it. It's going to be loads of Leeds fans. It's not how football works. Anytime a stadium increases, Andrea Radrizzani, and I hope it doesn't go like this. This game's brilliant, by the way, and we'll get into that in a second. Real Betis closing in here. Some really good attacking play. We'll get into the stadium chat in just a sec. Lovely effort on goal. Melee saves. Yeah, and the stadium chat, a lot of people think it's going to be 55,000 Leeds fans or 50,000 Leeds fans. What naturally happens with the stadium increase is there could be a 10, 15 capacity of that goes to tourism. That's why you all talk about, there's all these dead atmospheres. There might be 5,000 who are corporate there. Brad Razzani sells on to maybe some Chinese investors who want to come to the game, or maybe some of the San Francisco 49 mates. All these people who are going to come in, who are going to pay triple the ticket price for that and that Leeds United experience. And that's what happens. Stadium increase goes up. The sort of tourism goes up, and then you start seeing, a lot of corporate nature within the stadium. And that's going to happen. It's not going to be 55,000 Leeds fans all there roaring. There's going to be a lot of tourism impact on Ellen Road. That's going to happen. It naturally happens with every stadium, and that's what that's how Leeds get an even bigger income. You get people coming in from abroad, paying more for tickets, paying more for the Leeds United experience, and sometimes you get the average Joe who's priced out of it. Hopefully, Radrizzani doesn't do that. Hopefully, we don't see that. But that's how football works. That's how football works. Everything. You look at Anfield. Why do you not hear songs and all that at Anfield? Why do you only hear "You'll Never Walk Alone" at the start? There's a reason behind it, because 30% of the stadium are tourists. Betis on the ball now. Anyway, lovely little ball. Leeds defensively caught out again. Number 9 has a strike. Good defensive block from Firpo. Leeds breaking anyway. But yeah, it's interesting to talk about the stadium, isn't it? Let me know what you think in the comment section below on that. What's the bench like, Connor? Yeah, it's all right. It's decent. What we expect, really. And I believe, guys, that is half-time. Half-time at Loughborough Stadium. Real Betis leading at half-time. Probably I would say deservedly so. Leeds had a little bit of a spell. We started very, very brightly. We were the better team, I'd say, for the first 10, 15 minutes. Betis then came into it. They've had way more shots than we have had. I think they've had probably more attacking spells. Leeds have looked dangerous down Rafinha's side. Him and Shackleton sort of combining quite nice. Diego Llorente's sort of gingerly limped off, which is a big, big shame. I'm hoping it's not another injury for Diego Llorente. But at half time, it is Leeds United 1, Betis 2. James Duffy, hello James, just tuning in. Llorente injured. How is Rodrigo playing? Is he up top? Any thoughts on Bate, and if he'll move ahead of James Shackleton? Lots of questions. Good to hear your thoughts. 1 Leeds. Thanks so much, James, for the comment. Yeah, just tuning in. Thank you so much. If you are just tuning into the 1 Leeds fan channel, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, please like the video. I know the video will only probably be on about 80 likes. So if you wouldn't mind just going down, pressing like, it just gives me an indication that you enjoy it. And I always say this, but I look at the likes. If you don't like something, I won't do it because I'm just thinking to myself, well, clearly they don't like it. So it's a big indication for me if you do whack that like button. So thank you so much. Llorente injured, yeah, he did move, as I've just been speaking about, he did sort of hobble off, which is a shame. It looked like a bit of a hyperextension of the knee. I could be wrong. But he was sort of saying that to the Leeds medical team. He sort of like was sort of folding his leg out. And as I was saying on the stream, I'm just hoping Diego Llorente barely has a consistent season. You look at his history. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. But yeah, throughout his seasons, he's so good at Leeds and so pivotal. And people are talking about him in comparisons to Ben White, which I would agree with in terms of his potential at Leeds United. But the injury thing does follow him around. It does follow Diego Llorente around, and he's gone off here. Let's hope that this isn't a thing. So yeah, he did walk off. Rodrigo's playing okay. We don't know if he is playing up top. It looks like he's playing in that midfield role with Stuart Dallas, but then he's sort of playing as a shadow striker as well. He's pressing very, very high up, which in turn has once again, and we've seen this pattern with Leeds United, meant that Real Betis are controlling the midfield. The central midfield has been controlled because there's not a lot of defensive actions from Rodrigo in there because it looks like he's playing alongside Patrick Bamford, which is, this is what we always say. So it looks like Koch and Dallas are in that midfield really by themselves. So yeah, you're having the likes of Fekir, Canales having a lot of control. Any thoughts on Bate and if he'll move ahead of Shackleton? I don't think he will, mate. But thank you for all of those questions, and I hope I've cleared it up a little bit. Look, a yard off, a little bit drained. I guess that's what pre-season is, mate. 200 likes, says Victor Orta. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind whacking that up, there's 450 of you in here now. So yeah, it'd be great if you could whack that up. Shackleton looks electric. Yeah, I think Shackleton's been good. He's been good. Ayling's been a little bit, the pressing high on Ayling, I think they're targeting him 100%. They're pressing very, very high on him as opposed to what they were doing with Diego Llorente and what they were doing with Pascal Strout. That's definitely a target. Pellegrini said that 100%. And Ayling is a little bit, he's giving the ball away a tad. But yeah, I mean, that first goal, watching it back now, it's really poor from Leeds. Great play from Betis again. But yeah. Guys, well, listen, we are going to be back for the second half. I'm just going to pop on and get to the toilet. So stick with us. 1 Leeds will be back in around 5 minutes' time. So we will see you. I will see you in about 5 minutes' time, guys. So stay tuned if you would. And I'll see you in a bit. Hello there. Hello, everybody. Just had a bit of a debrief with the old man. Telling him exactly what's going on with Leeds United. I had a text from Brownie. Let me read out Brownie's text. He's got some good videos for us at the ground. Brownie says, has Strike completed a pass yet? So there you go. That's Brownie's thoughts. I'll get him to, I'll tell you what, we'll message him live on stream. Brownie, we're live on stream now. There's nearly 300 people watching and they want to know your thoughts at half-time. So can you send us a voice note? There you go. So we'll get Brownie's half-time thoughts. Hi, Connie. You all right, mate? Thank you. Thanks for asking, Owen. I'm good, mate. Are you? Stephen Tetley says, if we produce this levels of performance versus Man United, it will be a painful watch. Yeah, but look, I get it with Man United. I understand. But I'm expecting to go there and put in a performance. I'm expecting it to be brilliant if we could get a victory there. But we're underdogs, aren't we? We're real underdogs in that game. I don't think we're going to go in as favourites anyway. But yeah, we might nick it. But it's I don't think there's no way Calvin starts. Absolutely no way. So we need to work around it. To be honest with you. Second goal was a poor one to concede, but overall good. It's a good game. Yeah, it's a good game to watch. I'd agree. But I think both goals have been poor, mate. To be honest, both goals have been poor. Just need to improve our passing a little bit. Need to make it crisper. Need to control the midfield. I was just having a chat with my brother downstairs, and the issue is going into this season with Click, Dallas and Rodrigo, maybe Roberts in there as your central midfield options. But I mean, we did it last season. It was absolutely fine. It looks like Click's coming on now. Hopefully we see a little bit more control. That'd be great. But I just don't think there's enough creation in that midfield. I think a high 8, a creative 8 or a top 10 would really balance that midfield out nicely. You know, if you had, let's say, Phillips, Dallas in there with a defensive option, and then a sort of a really quality number 10 who can change into a number 8, really, you know, and be good defensively. Rodrigo just simply isn't. He's not a number 8. He's not a number 8, but it is what I would start with. But you look at Southampton. Southampton was a prime example. Leeds won there last year, but there were so many times where Rodrigo got caught out in the middle. Vestergaard had just roamed through the middle. Rodrigo wouldn't track him. You'd have Romeo roaming through the middle as well. It was acres of space because Rodrigo's not on that defensive wavelength. So for me, our strongest central midfield option is Rodrigo and Dallas, just because of in terms of how good he is technically, Rodrigo. But if you look at the balance of play, you would probably put Click or Roberts in there. And there's an argument to just put Roberts in there, which is nuts. But Roberts is just better defensively. But then he's not better going forward than Rodrigo is. So it's a real argument. And then is Click the balance between them both? I don't know. But then he doesn't give that balance often enough. You know, Click was very inconsistent last year, wasn't he? So he probably is the balance between Rodrigo and Roberts. It's Matty's Click, but he doesn't produce it enough. So therefore, Leeds for me have to get another central midfielder /10. Come on, Leeds, let's have it now. Yeah, Roberts is on. Click needed to gain some control. How has Firpo performed? Yeah, better. Bluey FFA says signing Yangel Herrera from Man City will be quality side in beside Calvin. Yeah, I'd love someone like him, to be honest. But here we go. Once again, looks like Roberts is playing next. Has Bamford gone off? Bamford has gone off. Yeah, Bamford has gone off. I think it looks like he has. Click's come on for Firpo. Interesting. And it looks like Tyler Roberts has come off Patrick Bamford. Yeah, there you go. So here we go. Betis in this half kicking from left to right, it looks like. Leeds a little bit changed. Obviously, Tyler Roberts going up front. But yeah, this Betis side, guys, they finished 6th. They finished 6th last season. This is a full strength Betis side. They're a good team. They're a really, really good team. Our first season in the Premier League last year. So let's not have absolute meltdowns about potentially lose. We might not. We might come out and win this half. We might draw, but let's not have meltdowns about us losing to Real Betis. There's no problem. There's no problem there at all. If we put full strength out against Blackburn and got mullered 4-0, then you'd be thinking, well, it's pre-season, but it's not great. But yeah. Yo, says LEFC. Missed first half, but Firpo got an assist. Is that right? It is Sujal. Yeah, he played okay. I thought he was quite productive. Overall, I would say on the balance of play, Betis with a better team. There you go. Betis with a better team. But as I keep saying to everybody on the stream, they did finish 6th last year, and they're a good, established La Liga side. You can tell that technically they're very, very good. They're very good on the ball. And you've probably seen that a little bit here as they come forward. Foul from Rafinha, and it's another free. We've given away a lot of fouls this game. Rafinha gives it away, and another free kick for Betis. Come on, mate, going to win this one. Stephen Tetley says, hate to say it, but Firpo looks a steady player, nothing more. What would you expect, though? Would be my question to that, Stephen. Are you expecting him to be marauding down the wing and putting 15 assists in per game? I don't. It's difficult to, he's barely played at Barcelona, and he's just getting into this Bielsa system. He's got all the backing in the world from everybody else in terms of his ability. I don't really know what more we could have got. It's one of those. It was an opportunistic transfer, and I don't think it's probably right to just write him off yet, mate. We'll have to see him in the first Premier League game, won't we? But interesting how Bielsa's took him off and put Dallas at left back, which I don't like seeing. Yeah, Dallas has gone left back, which I don't like seeing, to be honest. But there you go. That's just me. That is just me. Jamie Shackleton, anyway, he's had a good start. Pings the ball out for a goal kick. There you go. Okay. Would you like to see Klaassen versus Ajax or Villarreal? Just in terms of seeing him, I guess, mate. Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to see him, but in terms of him playing above Meslier, nope. Ilan is our number one, and I get that he's a shiny new signing, but I would not have him above Ilan Meslier. I always like consistency between the sticks, and if Ilan Meslier has the ability to do that throughout the entire pre-season, that's going to make Ilan Meslier a more confident goalkeeper going into the season. So that's what I would like to see. Anyway, Betis look, they've got a little bit of control here. The right back marauding forward here. Great tackle, Strauch pumps it into the air. Tyler Roberts, the lone striker. I don't know. It's interesting taking Bamford and Firpo off. Once again, you never question Marcelo, do you? You can't ever. But maybe he's just preserving Bamford. But I think Bamford offers so much more in terms of a striking capacity than Roberts does. But maybe he's just preserving him. I presume that would be the notion. What formation would you play next year, Connor? I do like the 4-1-4-1. I think it gives us a control. And you look at the 4-1-4-1, it got us into 9th position. So I can't hinder that. It's almost just the players in those positions, and how much they can improve on last season, or if they can improve on last season. I would like to see consolidation this season, to be honest with you. I'm not on the Europe hype at all. I don't know. Yeah, but it's great to see that ambition from fans, but not for me, not this season. I think just consolidating in this division is fine. It's fine. Then we can build and build and build, and Europe can be a bit of a dream. Fekir doing really well against Koch there. Koch giving away another foul. That's the consequence of this pressing system, because Leeds press so highly. When you get players who can alleviate and get past that press, Leeds are always going to give away fouls, and we saw that a lot last season with Alioski as an example. Russell says, I hope Rodrigo starts up front this half and presses like Bamford. No, Rodrigo is not up front. He's definitely in midfield. You can see that. It is Roberts. Roberts is starting up front, which is, strange. Really strange, because you've got Rodrigo on the pitch, haven't you? He scored what? Was it 4 goals in 5 towards the end of the season, or 3 goals in 4? And he starts Tyler Roberts up front, who's scored 1 goal all season, last season, and played the majority of the season in central midfield. It is strange. It's a strange one. I mean, I would be actively replacing Rodrigo with Roberts in that position, but maybe they are doing that. Jack Harrison anyway on the left-hand side. Plays the ball inside. Matthias Click. Oh, tame effort. Really tame effort from Click. Top 10, says Stephen. agree. Another solid, comfortable mid-table 9-10 will be absolutely fine by me. That'd be a great achievement. Finishing above 12th will be an unbelievable achievement. And people who think elsewise are a bit too impatient, I think. And these are the sort of people who will be, upset with Bielsa if in his third season Leeds aren't finishing 6th. It is, you've got to. Everyone in the Premier League has increased. Everybody's going to be getting stronger. You look at Aston Villa; they might be getting weaker, but with the additions of maybe like Leon Bailey and Emi Buendia and Axel Tuanzebe, the likes, teams in and around Leeds are going to be getting stronger. So that's not to say Leeds can't deal with that, but we are going to have more and more competition year on year on year. The Premier League never gets weaker, so it's going to be a tough season for Leeds. So anything above like 12, 13, I'd be over the moon with. Staying up is a must anymore, is a bonus. Yeah, it sounds negative, but it's realistic. It's realistic. I don't ever see us getting dragged into that, but I understand that notion, Steve. My family think the exact same. Just staying in the division again, and I think that's how Ravizani will see it. We said that you never really see progress in the Premier League until after that third year. And that's essentially what he's saying. Anything higher, like 9th position was unbelievable last year. But I think for Leeds fans to just continuously say we're going to improve and improve and improve and improve without much additions in the squad, without many additions in the squad, I should say. Got Firpo there, haven't we, in this starting 11? But aside from that, there are no other additions. So, if Leeds were to bring in 3 players who are going to impact that first team and spend a lot of money, and then you might turn around and say, well, expectations have increased. But I don't know if they have, to be honest. Betis number 8 class, they've got a lot of good players. 28 as well is a good player. 18, 15, the left back's a good player. Fekir is number 8, and he's running it at the minute. Leeds are struggling to get foot on the game, I think, at this moment in time. Betis are in control, I would say. Moore says, I can't believe some of the comments. This is a friendly. Not a game we have to win. It's all about getting, and that's it. Bamford's got minutes in. Luke Aylin's got minutes in. Diego unfortunately has gone off, but Rodrigo's getting minutes in. It looks like he might get a full 90. So it is. That's what I keep trying to reinforce to everyone. Don't take this game so seriously. Betis are a very good team as well. They're a very good team. They'll finish higher than 5th next year, 6th next year. Sorry. Pellegrini at the helm, Premier League winner. So very good team. But and they look all of it as well. They look like a top team at the minute. Fekir on the ball again. Betis number 18. In a little bit of space here. Tyler Roberts hasn't touched the ball yet, I'm pretty sure of. Clicks had very minimal touches. But they're in our penalty box again. Good ball across, and it's gone in. And it's 3-1 to Betis. And Mele's had a howler. He's had an absolute howler. I don't know physics-wise how that's gone in. Ball was played on. There was an overlap from the right back who's having a really good game. Betis fully deserve it. Harrison's asleep, doesn't know where he is. Drilled in, and Mele's had a howler. He's had a real howler at his front post there. As I said, 28 plays the ball down the line. Harrison's not cottoned on, and the ball is drilled that way. Mele looks like he tries to catch it, and it goes in his near post. It wasn't even, that's 100. It's a Mele own goal. But 3-1 Betis, and as the game goes on, you sort of look at it, and the first 10 minutes of the second half, they've been in complete control. And it's going to be a difficult one for Leeds to come back from this. But it is a pre-season friendly, as Moore says. It's all about just getting minutes. But it's not a great game at this moment in time, and we're gonna have to change the banner there. But let's hope Leeds can get back into this anyway. It's a long time to go yet, but Betis take a 3-1 lead, and fully deserved, I think. They're keeping the ball better as well. Leeds look very sort of quite passive in possession, and this high press from Betis is causing a few problems. Tyler Roberts with arguably his first touch of the game here. Click back to Dallas, who's playing left back. Tyler Roberts on the ball here. Does really well. Really, really well. What can he do now? Plays the ball out wide. Jack Harrison now. Come on, Jack, produce. So my only criticism with Jack Harrison, he does produce a lot of goal involvements. Listen, he was up there with Jack Grealish last year, but I think with the amount of times he gets the ball on that left-hand side, I think maybe sort of 2 times out of 5 he'll produce a good cross. And I think that side of his game does need to improve a little bit. And having the confidence to take a man on, you know. He's very good at getting in behind and getting in those situations. Leeds are in here. Matthias clicks in. It's 3-2. It's a great finish from Click. Betis defensively apt, and Leeds are back in. Matthias Click. But yeah, I was just saying with Jack Harrison there on the left, it'd be great sometimes when he's in these positions if he produced maybe a little bit more killer instinct in terms of balls in the box. Overall, he's been brilliant for Leeds United, so you can't criticise. This is a pre-season friendly. Look at Harrison there once again. His positional play, Jack Harrison, is world class. He's always in unbelievable positions for Leeds. Goal return's amazing. He's been superb for Leeds United. Just sometimes on that left-hand side, I'd love to see his cross completion maybe a little bit higher. But yeah, 3-2. Leeds are back in it. Great finish from Click. But a mistake from Betis as well. Seems to be, you can tell it's a pre-season game. A few mistakes in this one, I think. A fair few mistakes. So there you go. Fekir on the ball then, who's probably been Betis' best player. Very good player. But Ty Roberts did well there as well, dropping in deep to the central midfield option, getting it, beating a man, playing it outright to Harrison. Harrison couldn't get the ball in, and the keeper retrieved it. But it did seem like from that place onwards, Betis seemed to panic a little bit. So Strout, really good play. Hopefully this gives Leeds a little bit of a confidence boost. It's been a really flat start to the second half, and that is credit to Betis, who've been the much better team in this fixture, to be honest. Not much better, but in the second half, definitely. Robin on the ball. Okay. Leeds playing a little bit better. In a perverse way, I prefer a bit of a thumping in a match that doesn't matter. I don't want to be overconfident going into the season. Yeah, exactly. And hopefully this will give Leeds, because I think it's been a decent game, but I think there are spells where we've been really out of this game, to be honest. Rafinha's been out the second half, talking to the devil. Rafinha does really well, ball in. Unlucky Rafinha. And that's the first we've seen of Rafa in the second half. Don't know whether or not they've isolated him a little bit. Well, Leeds haven't had the ball really. So yeah, I mean, Click's playing really well since he's come on. I would say, in terms of how he's been able to influence the game, it's been a tough game for him to get involved in. As I say, they're very good in the midfield. They look very, very good on the ball, move the ball quickly and effectively. Rafa on the ball again. Dispossessed, and Leeds give away another free kick. That must be in the tens now. It's Rodrigo this time giving away a foul. And it looks like Rodrigo stayed down. God, why do the Betis players never get injured? Why is it always our players? Yeah, hopefully it's just a little bit of a knock for for Rodrigo. Sorry, bit of a weird one that. So number 18's coming off, who's had a good game for Betis. Guardado is coming off for Camarasa, Victor Camarasa. Thoughts on replacement for Rafa if he leaves? It's a pointless conversation, mate, 'cause he's not leaving. Yeah, I'd rather just plan for players who want to come in who are realistic and Leeds targets. Well, I don't know why we'd plan for Rafa when he's not leaving. Russell says, happy for Click. Still criminally underrated in my eyes and will be a big player for us. Great midfielder. Yeah, he is. I think all it is, Russell, is I think we saw last season, it's the adaptation to the top level. I think we did see a lot of sort of, I would say there's a fair few poor performances from Click in the Premier League, which is why he was rotated a lot by Marcelo Bielsa last year, and which is why we tried Roberts and we tried Rodrigo in that role. It's because Click, it didn't really work. But overall, I think towards the back end of the season, he played really, really well and played himself into the team, didn't he? Lovely ball over the top from Luke Ayling. Jamie Shackleton loses out, Leeds throwing, but better from Leeds. Last 5 minutes have been much better. Shackleton Ball in. It's a good ball in, you know. I don't know. Roberts, I don't know where he is there. Some nice play. Robin did well there. So Stuart Dallas, nice lofted ball. Now, Jack Harrison, take your man on, son. Take your man on. That's it. Really well played. That's it. Oh, that's a poor ball again. And this is what I was saying. It's gone out for a Leeds throw-in. But that did really well to put the man on there. But that ball in again, it's not on Rafa's level, is what I'll say in terms of production in that final third so far. Rafa does really well there. Falls over. There you go. Curse the commentator. Leeds retrieving the ball. Yeah, Click's getting a lot of the ball now. Rafa's getting much more of the ball, which is what we wanted to see. But Click's control, it's Click's ability on the ball, and he's done really well there again. I love it when he gets into his flow, because as Russell was just saying there, Matthias Click at top level is probably Leeds' best midfielder. He's a very, very good footballer. There's a lot of talk, says Steve Underwood, there's a lot of talk about Lewis O'Brien, who's at Huddersfield at this moment in time. Listen, I do a lot of work for Yorkshire Live, so I cover Huddersfield a lot with my job. And Lewis O'Brien's would fit into this Leeds side very, very nicely. He wouldn't be a starter, but very Harrison Reed-esque. Very, very Harrison Reed-esque. Someone with great ball progression as well, who I would really like to see at Ellen Road. I don't know how he'd fit in, if he would come into the midfield straight away, but he's a very, very good ball carrier, very good when possession is put onto him. And someone who would, no ego about him at all, was very good when he's played up against Leeds. He's competed with this Leeds midfield for Huddersfield. I thought the last time full fans were at Ellen Road and he was there. I was there at Ellen Road watching Leeds beat Huddersfield 2-0. Best player for Huddersfield. So Lewis O'Brien, just because he's a Huddersfield player, do not count him out. He's a very good footballer. So that was definitely one to keep an eye on. A few outlets reporting that apparently were in preliminary talks. Who scored the second goal for Leeds? It was Matthias Click. Nice drilled finish. Yeah, Leeds coming into it a lot more, which is good to see. As I will say again and again and again against a very good Betis side. Luke Ayling now plays it out wide, drills it to Rafa. Rafa caught out, but wins it back really, really well. Rafa having a very good game. Cock, nice ball. Tyler Roberts, can we release it? He does. Robin Koch on it again. A very physically demanding man in that, a very physical, imposing man, I should say, in that midfield. 6'4" in that defensive role. Rafa on the ball again. They're doubling up on him. Rafa wins a corner. Much better from Leeds United. Much better from Leeds, judging by your commentary, mate. Yeah, I hope the commentary is doing well. I did a bit of commentary at uni, actually, so maybe that's why I enjoy it a little bit. But yeah, hopefully it gives you a little bit more. I like doing things different to all the watch-alongs. And commentary is one of those things. I don't want to be one of those watch-alongs that just reads out comments, but I like to switch it up a little bit, Anyway, Rafinha. Jack Harrison's coming off, and Helder Costa is entering the field of play. Come on, Helder. We'll have a performance from you, sunshine. Like to see Helder, get an assist, get on the score sheet, show some flashes. That'd be great. William Carvalho comes on for Borja Iglesias. William Carvalho, that is not William Carvalho, but I think that's another substitute. Yeah, here he is, obviously ex-Sporting Lisbon, Carvalho. Good player, was touted for years and years to be coming to Man City, Man United. So once again, another imposing central midfielder. Rafinha, ball in. Poor ball in from Rafinha. It bounced before it got to the first man. That's how bad it was. Shackleton does well. Luke Ayling now retrieves the ball. Rodrigo offside. There's 412 of you watching, guys. If you are new, please subscribe to the channel and please like the video as well. I'll check now how many people have liked it. But if every one of you likes it, that'd be incredible. But thank you so much for your support on the stream. You obviously don't have to join me. It is Saturday. You're probably with your family and all this sort of stuff, but you join One Leeds. That's great. I'm just checking out. There's 292 of you who have liked it. So thank you so much so far for the support. But Betis on the ball now. March on together. Cyprus, great to see. Philip Million, great second name. Philip Million. Any news on James, Herrera and Lang? Nothing yet, mate. Nothing yet. Very quiet. Okay, Betis on the ball now. This is probably the first time they've been able to get behind Leeds in a couple of minutes, actually. They're coming through now. There's a lot of them in the attacking area. The number 8 has a strike, Fekir just wide. Really good attack. They're dangerous on the attack. Very, very dangerous on the attack, our Betis. A good team. Really good team. I keep saying this. But lovely play. Leeds caught out and they overloaded the box. Very Leeds-esque in terms of fitness and getting forward. They come forward in numbers. Just something light, legend. Thank you, Road to Elite. Amazing. Really appreciate it. As I say, guys, we're on 16,000 subscribers there, which is, it's very humbling. Very, very humbling. If you want to vote for me in the Football Content Awards, there's a link in the description below. Marching on together, Vietnam under lockdown. Keep it going. Paulo Prey. At least you're in a beautiful place, Paul. Let us know where you are in Vietnam. I spent time in... where's my favourite place? Where's my favourite place in Vietnam? I'll probably go Hanoi. Hanoi was my favourite place. But, it's Vietnam, what a place. What a great place. But anyway, sorry. I should make a geography channel. I always get so excited when people are on here from different places. That's not to say people from, I live in York. So, there's not to say people from Leeds and Scarborough and Donny and wherever you are aren't welcome, because you all are. Betis on the ball anyway. 67 minutes gone. This game seems to be going on for a while, doesn't it? Seems to be a lot longer than 67 minutes. But Betis... Leeds had a really good spell for about 7 or 8 minutes, but Betis coming into it a little bit more now, getting control. It's a very yin and yang game, this. Very even, I think, at this moment in time. Leeds win it back. Ho Chi Minh, brilliant. Coffee must be cold by now, Gordon. It is, mate, it is. But I'm not leaving you lot hanging. I'm not leaving you lot hanging and leaving you. We've got Leeds United to discuss, but yeah, it is. It's turned into an iced coffee, put it that way. I have to put this on mute. Phone vibrates all the time. Not because I'm popular, it's just for like apps, you know what I mean? Vote for Connor in the YouTube awards. Thank you, Victor Orta. Thank you, my friend. Victor Orta, legend of the channel. And thank you so much. That budget, it'll be sent straight back to you, mate, that £5, and you can spend it on a winger. Helder Costa now. Helder passes it back. See that too much from Helder Costa, just passing it back. Needs to be a bit braver, have a little bit more confidence. But thank you for your donation anyway, mate. Click, who's definitely made an impact. Offside? Oh my God, Leeds were in. Rodrigo found himself onside and he had to do better there. Rodrigo plays it back to Roberts, unlucky. But Roberts has got 3 defenders in front of him. Rodrigo was through on goal, and he's screwed that up. Fekir now turning. Luke Ayling, number 14, William Carvalho, misplaced pass, and Luke Ayling gets in the way of Stuart Dallas, and Real Betis win the ball back. William Carvalho now looks to turn and play the pass. Fekir just gliding through number 28 now. This is where Leeds are a little bit exposed in the midfield for me. Good block from Jamie Shackleton. Tyler Roberts gives the ball away. Stupidly gives the ball away. Helder Costa does really well. Helder Costa. And Tyler Roberts does much better there. Helder's got to play the ball. He plays a lovely ball through now. Leeds on the counter-attack now. Rodrigo. Looks like Helder Costa's doing the overlap. Great defending. And Helder Costa physically loses out and gives away a free kick. Leeds in a really good position there, and it would be nice to see us being a little bit more clinical there, because what we've seen from Real Betis is when they get in those positions, and as I've said, this is the top tier sides in world football really. They were much better in terms of being penetrating the Leeds United defence there, but Leeds were unlucky there. Nice little counter attack. Has Brownie called back yet? No. No, he has not. Has he called back? What's he said? Let's have a look at what he's saying. He just said, I'm shocked Melee has made a mistake. So there you go. I don't think there's sarcasm there, so don't worry. But there you go. Yep, so 70 minutes gone. 20 minutes remaining. Leeds 3-2 down to a Real Betis team who look very good. Yeah, it's always been my criticism, Dan, of him, Helder Costa. I think I'm absolutely fine with him beating his man and failing. I don't care. If Helder Costa beats his man and fails, I don't care. I do not care. That's absolutely fine. But he never has the confidence to beat a man. He'll 90% of the time turn back, and he's almost, you can't be a winger if you're not willing to beat your man. And I think that's the criticism of Helder Costa at the minute. And that's the difference when you look at someone like Crysencio Somerville, who loves going one-on-one, look at Rafa on the other side, loves a one-on-one battle. And that's a winger. That's a Marcelo Bielsa winger. It's someone going at the fullback and producing at the end. It's very difficult to be a flying winger and to be successful in that role, in that position, if you're not willing to take on the fullback, and that's what you always get with Helder Costa. He doesn't back himself, and that's a confidence thing. And I think that's been the same since he was at Wolves. And I don't think we're ever going to see the best of Helder Costa again. I think that was sort of 16, 17 for Wolves. That's when we saw the best of him. Anyway, Carvalho, Rob's Pascal Strout, Kieran Betis are in. Great defensive play there by Stuart Dallas, but Strout lost the ball, and that's why Stuart's so important in that role, in that midfield role, because of his defensive capabilities. But I think has he switched to a Helder Costa here now? Prove me wrong, Helder. Take your man on. Overlap. Stuart Dallas. And stream's gone. Sorry, guys. You pay money and the stream goes down. So hopefully it's going to come back on. Otherwise, I'm going to switch to the Betis website. But yeah, it's back. Thank God. Just decided to switch off. But it looks like Leeds have a corner. Don't know why I've got the sound on. Ball in anyway. Headed out. The corners have been pretty poor. Stream's gone. Yes, I think if you refresh it, they're showing. It comes back on. It comes back on. It's fine. But yeah, there you go. Pay £3 on Victor Orta. Love it to be Victor Orta's network. I reckon if it was Victor Orta's network, he'd be commentating as well. But yeah, Leeds on the ball now. 73 minutes gone. If you want a time check, it is 73-38 for me. Helder Costa on the ball, playing it back to Pascal Strout. Leeds losing 3-2 here too. As I keep saying, a good Betis side. Helder Costa, robbed way too easily by Carvalho. Fekir should be 3, should be 4, should be 4. It's poor from Koch. Really poor. Carvalho's come on and he looks decent. He looks really good in that defensive midfield role. Carvalho. Robin tries to take him on. He's bodied. He's put on the floor by Carvalho. Fekir is in and should score. They've had 2 opportunities. It should be 4-2 really to Betis. They've had 2 opportunities, but he's not been great today, I would say. It's against high caliber opposition. When we're just talking about the game state, this doesn't mean he's going to be bad for the season. It doesn't mean I'm judging him heavily on a pre-season friendly schedule, but it's a full strength Betis side against a full strength Leeds United side. And I think in that defensive midfield role, he's not been great today. He was much better against Blackburn, but I think obviously you look at the caliber of opposition now; it's much higher. But yeah, as a few you're saying, he's been robbed several times in that midfield role. But we need to get that. If it is rustiness, I'm happy in making mistakes like that. If it's in games like this, you know what I mean. If it's in games like this, I'm happy as making mistakes. What I will say, this William Carvalho seems to come on and looks good, looks very good. And this is the thing, isn't it? They've got a lot of depth. Rodrigo pressing high. It looks like he's playing in a centre forward role a little bit more now. Will Phillips start against Man U? No. I'd be shocked if he had. Lee Smith, our 3 pre-seasons with Bielsa have all been pretty bad. Yeah, I'd agree. They've all been shocking. When you look at it, they've all been good. I think, was there a draw to York City in there? I'm pretty sure there was a draw to York, or there was a draw to Harrogate or something like that. And I remember Leeds fans having absolute meltdowns. But yeah, they're not always great. And we're against Betis. I keep saying this. We're not coming up against Derby County here. You know what I mean? Tello comes on. Look at Pellegrini. He's having a great time. It's a very retro top as well, this Betis top. It's very 70s-esque. Same old Leeds. what's the same old Leeds? We won 7 out of our last 10 games. We were 6th in the form table for the past 28 games, mate. What does that mean? Great ball in. Helder Costa. Oh my God, out of absolutely nowhere. It sounds like I'm on the bandwagon, doesn't it, to just hate on Helder Costa. He's in acres of space. Robin does really well outside of the football. He's in the right back's nowhere. The right back is absolutely nowhere. Helder Costa, his throw-on goal, smacks it over the bar. Had to be 3-3. Oh God. Had to be 3-3. It's a shocking finish from Helder Costa. And when he's in that position, I don't think he's going to score there. Oh God, he had to do better. Should be 3-3. Robin gives away another foul. Yeah, Helder just had to score. That had to be in. But, they've had a couple of chances like that, they have. God. Yeah, guys, keep liking if you would. There's 335 of you who've liked. If you wouldn't mind getting that up to 400, that'd be amazing. Just checking some of your guys' things on here. If we don't have KP first game, can see us getting destroyed. What you got to think about Man United is Man United are notorious slow starters, and not only that, but with Man United, they're going to have a whole host of their players out as well. You look at their pre-season calendar, they've not been playing a lot of the big boys. Is Shaw going to feature? Is Maguire going to feature? Varane, I doubt will play. Sancho might get 20 minutes, but Rashford's going to be out as well. So it's going to be a pretty affected Man United side. When you look at this Leeds side, they are a much better team than we are. But when you look at this Leeds side, we might have a bit more of a cohesive unit because a lot of our players are playing now. Man United, I think it's going to be very disjointed at the start of the season. So hopefully that's going to be a bit more of a positive. But we're not supposed to be on the same playing level as them, are we? They're going for the title probably this year. Click on the ball. Poor ball out, but Rafinha retrieves it. Rafinha trying one of his tricks, gives away a foul. Didn't need to try that trick, Rafa. Just need to get the ball out and cross it in. Sean Gonano, everyone criticises Helder, but Marcelo keeps selecting him, so must see something in him. We should trust the boss. I would say yes, Sean. I agree. I think though, if I think we will go and get a winger, and if Helder Costa was pulling up trees as that winger, as that sort of replacement winger, we wouldn't be looking at another winger, which we are. We are looking at another winger. Best believe, let's just say hypothetically, if Leeds were to sign Adama Traore, which I don't think we will, but best believe if we signed Adama Traore, Helder Costa wouldn't get a look in. So there's a reason Marcelo Bielsa is looking at another winger. So there's a counter argument to that, really. I just simply think he needs to be showing a little bit more for me. A little bit more composure. He's getting a lot of minutes. The boss is trusting him a little bit more, and it's not on Marcelo. It's on Helder. It's not on Marcelo Bielsa for me. Anyway, Betis coming away with the ball. No, Betis. Sorry. No, Gelhardt isn't on the bench as Luke Ayling makes a great tackle on Fekir. Martin, Connor, stop drinking in front of camera. No. Martin, if I'm talking consistently, my friend, I'm not going to have a drink because you don't like it. Christ. Apologies, I am thirsty. It's a lot of talking for nigh on 2 hours. Number 10 anyway, Betis. 80 minutes gone, 10 minutes left. Can't believe you think Manure are a better team than us. It's a team game, Connor. Well, I mean, I don't like them. I can't stand them at all. But I think, I mean, you know, look at the league standings. I mean, they're a better team than us. Do you think we're a better team than them? I mean, I don't think we are. I don't like them, and I hate saying it. But I mean, statistically, they are a better team than us, unfortunately. But anyway, Roberts plays a strange ball, and it's a goal kick. So, Betis have deserved it. No arguments. I think I'd probably agree with that. Connor, where are you watching the game? I'm watching the game on Radrazani's stream, Radrazani's company stream called Live Now, I think they're called. But yeah, that's where I'm watching it. Yeah, I mean, I get it more. We don't like them. I can't stand them, but I don't know what to say. They are a better team than us. You know, they are, unfortunately. Pascal is down, but everyone's entitled to their opinion. Pascal is down, holding his leg. Seems to be Betis have been absolutely fine in terms of this compartment, but Leeds seem to be falling like dominoes. We've had Firpo go down for 2 minutes. We've had Llorente taken off. We've had Rodrigo down at the start of the second half. We've now got Strout down. It's like dominoes at the minute. Baz, it was clip. Tim Mason, Shackleton's had 2 good games at right back. Yeah, he's been good. I think Jamie's been really good when he's come on. I think right back's his position. We all know that. He's not a central midfielder. I think right back, he could really apply his trade. So that with Matty Cash, when Matty Cash was at Forest, he was always known as a winger and all this sort of stuff, but he was converted into a right back and he was much, much better. And I think that's clearly what's going to happen to Jamie Shackleton for me. Connor, any more thoughts on Rafinha playing more centrally so he gets more of the ball? Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with that, mate. But I think we'd lose him out wide, wouldn't we? We'd lose that creativity out wide, and by God, we need him out. We need him out there. But yeah, he's fantastic when he cuts inside as well, isn't he? Let me just adjust this light, guys, so you can see a little bit more of my ugly face. Oh, Betis are in. Carvalho. Oh, just wide. Oh, that's a little bit better. Which CM do you think we will sign? I don't know, mate. I think it's all very kept in the Ellen Road sphere, isn't it? It's very kept in the Ellen Road sphere. So I haven't got a clue at the minute. Feel confident in midfield. Will be strengthened when Phillips is involved, but even then it's the energy of a natural number 8 buzzing between both boxes when missing on the first. I'd agree. We didn't ever replace Saiz for me, and we have to be in that zone where we replace Pablo. I know Pablo didn't feature a lot last year, but you know, if we'd have had a proper creative midfielder last year, I mean, goodness me, it'd have been a scary proposition. Which mic do you use? So I use a Rode NT USB. Strokes down. Looks like he's going to have to be taken off, and he's shaking his head. He's not happy. Oh, God, this is disappointing. This is really disappointing. Firpo's going to have to come back on the pitch, which I didn't know happened. Yeah, so Strout's going to have to come off. That's the disappointing thing of today. I think it's the injuries of now both of our centre-backs, and Fekir's done him in here. He's given him a right kick as well. Dirty little get. And Marcelo's not happy. So now, as I said on the stream the other day, I bet there is an occasion this season, I said this, I said, I bet you're going to get an occasion when Firpo goes full centre-back. We're second with 2 games in. Well, 2 games in, and incredibly, Leeds have been, 2 of the centre-backs have been taken off. Greenwood looks like he's warming up as well with 4 minutes to go. I now don't know who's gone centre-back. Firpo's put, so Robin's now gone centre-back. So now, I guess that's the good thing about having depth at centre-back. Hopefully Liam Cooper's all right. I don't know where he is. But, you've got Robin Koch in there as well. But it's not ideal, is it? Betis leads to 2 centre-backs down now, which isn't ideal. Yeah, I think as Russell says, just don't want any injuries. I think that's the big thing taken away from this, isn't it? It's just us not wanting injuries, us not wanting having that as a problem. With the season being how many weeks away? 2 weeks away. You don't want muscular injuries. You do not want muscular injuries. Hopefully they're just knocks. But Fekir, someone give him a kick. I think Rafa's just tried it there, but that was an awful kick out there on Pascal Straub. Just kicked him, and he's caused the injury there. So hopefully it's just impact. Yeah, the same with Steve, actually. It's a good point. I'd rather us get hammered than injuries. Injuries are the worst. Great ball. Lovely play by Leeds. Rodrigo didn't need to do that. He's played it out wide. An additional touch. Costa plays it past Dallas. Good opportunity there for Leeds. Ball in. Matthias Click. Leeds playing some nice interchanges. Costa now. Good ball in. Good play it in. Plays it back. And Leeds go all the way back. So Luke Ayling now on the ball. Rafa picks it up, fires it in. It's a goal kick. Leeds had a good opportunity there. Nearly approaching 2 hours on the stream, guys. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that'd be amazing. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. And I might even get a sort of review out if you want that. We've not started our reviews of the season yet. Yeah, we've got less than 2 minutes to go. Leeds 2, Betis 3. Be interesting if you want to keep up to all your up-to-date stuff. Check out Leeds Live as well. As I say, guys, we've got a podcast where we talk about Jean-Kevin Augustin's latest news, the latest news for Leeds on transfers. And before we start that, Betis are in. I think it's going to be 4-8. It's 4-2. Betis wrap it up. Is it offside? It is offside. I thought that was a goal. But yeah, some great play from Betis, poor defending from Leeds, and that was 4-2, but offside. But yeah, check out the Blue, White and Yellow, a Leeds United podcast. You can get it on all your podcast providers. I don't think Leeds have no confidence in Helder Costa. Every time he gets the ball, he plays it back, and we become Betis pack out the midfield. It's become very open now. Take your man on, Helder. Come on, go forward. He's gone back again. Go forward. Plays it back. Come on. I'm not trying to bring this negative energy. I just want Helder to just be a bit more vibrant going forward, because I think they'd give the team so much more and it'd help us out so much. Sam Greenwood picks the ball up. Loses it. Betis win the ball back again. They've been much better in the past 20 minutes as well. It's been a game of, and they're in again here. It probably should be 4 here if Fekir stays on side. Nice little play. Good save, Melee. That would have been a brilliant goal. But Betis played some really good stuff today. I think they definitely deserved the win. Much more clinical than Leeds United. Much better in possession than Leeds as well. I think this is going to be a comfortable end to the game. Is that it? Oh, it's plus 3 minutes have been added on. We didn't see that in the Blackburn game. It was just 90 minutes. So Leeds come again. Stuart Dallas. Roberts. Back to Dallas. Foul. Leeds United. Last couple of minutes now. The referee's been an absolute tool as well. Tyler Roberts in the box there. It's a shocking ball in. It's a shocking ball in from Tyler. I don't know what he's seen there, to be honest. Don't know what he's seen there, but Roberts gets in a really good position and just sort of doesn't look up and kicks the ball out. And that's where there's a huge difference between the teams, I think. And in those positions, Betis are very, very good in terms of at least getting a shot on target or getting a shot off. But they just seem sort of a level up in terms of that final third than Leeds United. Well, they have today anyway, even though it is only 3-2. Just over 2 hours now. There's 480 of you watching, guys. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, that'd be great. Getting over 400 likes is always a big thing. Oh, I mean, we don't like to see players injured, but it looks like Betis have at last got a player injured to match Leeds is 9-3 now. Apparently, the Leeds Twitter has just put out that strike injury with the caption saying friendly. It is. I mean, in the first half, they were diving like there was no tomorrow. Apologies for Betis fans who are in here, but it is pretty shocking. Say it's a friendly. I get it's competitive. They're throwing themselves about. I think Luke Ayling gave away 3 fouls because they were just falling around and getting in the referee's face. And then that from Fekir was shocking. Just booted Strauch on purpose and then looked over him afterwards. Bizarre for a friendly. But yeah, ball's kicked up. Yeah, I'd agree. Jason Cowell says it's a clear red card. It completely is. It's reckless. It's a red card. We do see red cards very occasionally in friendlies, but it definitely was one. I have to do something quick here, Leeds. Got about 7 seconds left. I think the referee's going to blow on the whistle. Leeds win it back. Helder Costa here. Last chance. Helder Costa. Rodrigo. Oh, it's off the line, and that's going to be it, I think. And I think that's going to be it. Leeds with a great chance to equalise. I don't know why this game's still going on. This referee's very strange. And I think that's going to be it. Dallas can't keep it in. Oh, dear. Well, guys, it's only a friendly. Don't get too down about it. We've seen some positive performances, haven't we? Jamie Shackleton's been really good. Rafa's been good. Click's been very good when he's come on. So a lot of positives there still. This referee, I don't know what he's adding on. Maybe it's injuries. And that's it. That's it, everybody. Leeds United lose out to Real Betis. A good Betis side. A good test for Leeds United. Leeds losing Diego Llorente and Pascal Strauch due to injury. A very sort of vicious kick from the Betis player for whatever reason. No reason. So a couple of substandard performances in there, but overall, we've had a Melier mistake there as well. So we'll come up against a team that finished 6th, a very good team as well. So overall, don't be too disheartened by it. Leeds now go on to Ajax, I believe. So keep the faith, keep happy, keep smiling. Have a good weekend. And if you wouldn't mind, guys, liking the video, that would be great. Have a good one, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.